What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Monday MLB edition of my DFS podcast. We have 10 games on tonight's main slate. We have 3 games on the after-hours slate. So, two different slates we can look at today. There were no early games. I tweeted earlier that I'm making a 4th team for FanDuel, a 3rd team for DraftKings, tweeted out to all Twitter subscribers. So I'll be running a total of 4 FanDuel tonight, just because I got the extra time. It's just baseball going on right now. We have the last major of the season in golf in the British Open on Thursday, so looking forward to that. There's 2 rain games tonight, so I'll leave them off of this video. We're going to have to look closer to lock. It's unfortunate because the Giants and Reds game looks like the best offensive game on the slate. It's got the highest over-under at 10, but there's rain around. I'm going to try to fit bats in there if it doesn't look too threatening as we get closer to lock. But for the sake of this video, it's too early in the day. I have no idea. And then the second game is the Cleveland at Pittsburgh game. There's also rain around the area. So as usual, I'm going to give you guys a pitcher I like, 2 infield, 2 outfield value plays. Please give this video a like and subscribe for all future videos. Hoping these picks can help you out. Start the week off strong here on this Monday. So for pitcher, I had mentioned the Giants and Reds game is rain. So Logan Webb is, the highest price guy on tonight's slate, but you got rain issues, so too risky. Luzardo has a tough matchup in St. Louis at over 10,000. McClanahan, it's good seeing him at only 10,000, but he has a tough matchup too in Texas. I don't mind him. My favorite play right now at sub 10K at 9,900 is Logan Gilbert of the Mariners. He's at home. Seattle is a pitcher's ballpark due to the weather. It's always a little cooler there. The Twins strike out a bunch. One of the lower over-unders on tonight's slate. Not only because you have Gilbert pitching, but you have the Seattle location and you have Sonny Gray on the other side of it. So 2 good pitchers at a pitcher's ballpark will always result in a low over-under. The Mariners are still favorites here tonight. And again, the Twins, not a great offense. Gilbert, he's had a couple of shaky starts this year, but mainly, more often than not, he's had really, really strong outings. Multiple mid-40s, back-to-back games here, looking really, really good. Pitched a complete game shutout against the Giants, 58 fantasy points. Outside of the few games where he got, blown up, he's been pretty damn good this entire season, averaging 33 fantasy points. I really like this matchup. I like this play. He's in really good form, pitching really well 3 out of his last 4 starts. Logan Gilbert is definitely my favorite value play at pitcher tonight. For the infield, weirdly enough, this Tigers and Royals game is one of the better offensive games to stack tonight. It's not because the Tigers or Royals are good at hitting. It's because both of the pitchers pitching in this game are not great. Jordan Lyles is definitely not good. And then you got Matt Manning on the other end for the Tigers, who's coming off of a no-hit bid through 6 2/3 innings. But it's still Matt Manning. He could give up runs on the road against the Royals. The Tigers are sneaky one of the better stacks on tonight's slate. Maybe the most valuable stack on tonight's slate. It's a 9.5 over-under. They're slight favorites. The Tigers are obviously dirt cheap because they fucking stink. McKinstry should be leading off at 2,400. He can play 3 different positions on FanDuel. Has that lefty-righty matchup against Jordan Lyles. Lyles looks terrible. He's been in the league forever, been on a million different teams, but he's definitely on the back end of his career. The only reason why he's still in the MLB is because he's just been around for so long, strictly because of his name, because his stats are terrible. He's 1-11 with a 6.4 ERA. If there's ever a time to feel fairly confident about the Tigers, it's tonight against Jordan Lyles. Second infield play will go on the other side of things. Bobby Witt seems to be heating up. 3,300, a pretty good price on him. He should be more in the higher 3,000s because he's a power hitting shortstop and he steals bases. He's bringing that average up. He was at like 230 just a week or two ago. He's brought that up to 260, which is very respectable now. He's going to be probably batting second. He's on a nice hitting streak. He went into the All-Star break on a bit of a heater, and he has come to begin the second half of the season continuing his bit of a heater. Last game, a triple, a homer, 34 fantasy points. He's on a 7-game hitting streak. And again, yes, Matt Manning had a great outing last time, but I'm still not too convinced. He's on the road. He still has almost a 4 ERA. He had over a 4 ERA before that last start. So, and he's a Detroit Tigers starting pitcher. So you can never be too sure that they're going to be in a good spot ever. I think Bobby Witt's a good play here. A chance at 5 at-bats, most likely batting second. First outfield play, let's go back to the Tigers. Another great value play. Kerry Carpenter, 2,900. He usually bats cleanup against righties because he is a lefty. When there's a lefty on the mound, he usually gets the night off. So he doesn't even play every day. I would say he probably plays like 66% of the time because he's not playing against lefties. He's batting 275, 11 homers in a very small sample size of games. Very impressive. 27 RBIs. He's been good. 3-game hitting streak, 3 homers over his last 11 at-bats. So the power is there. Great matchup against Jordan Lyles. Again, it's a good idea to stack these Tigers because they're all around 3,000 or less. So Kerry Carpenter should be cleaning up tonight for the Tigers with that lefty-righty matchup against Jordan Lyles. Then my last play. We're staying all pretty cheap here tonight. I like Jarren Duran. He has been fantastic for the Red Sox this year. The very, small amount of bright spots the Red Sox have seen this year. It's their rookie, Masataka Yoshida, and then their second-year player, Jarren Duran. As a Red Sox fan, that's really what I'm taking out of this season so far. Got to look at the good things, the bright spots. I like Duran. He should be leading off. Lefty-righty matchup against Paul Blackburn. Almost has a 5 ERA for the Athletics. They're in Oakland. I think it's like an 8.5 over/under, but the Red Sox are like minus 160. So they should be able to put up some runs. He usually leads off against righties. He's got a magnificent 318 batting average. He doesn't play every day either. Like Kerry Carpenter on the Tigers, when there's a lefty on the mound, Duran usually doesn't play. He can steal bases. He hasn't stolen a base in like a week, but he can definitely steal bases. He had 3 on June 24th, but if he gets on, that's always a big plus because on FanDuel you get 6 fantasy points for a stolen base. And again, if he's leading off, good chance at 5 at-bats. Always good to pick guys in the top 3 or 4 of the lineup because you get a decent chance at that 5th at-bat. That'll do it for this video, guys. Again, keep an eye out on those 2 rain games. If it doesn't look too threatening, you definitely want to try to get exposure in that Giants game. Not so much the Reds because they're facing Logan Webb, but the Giants because Williamson of the Reds pitching is not a good pitcher. So keep an eye out on that game and the Guardians and Pirates. But get over to my website, right before lock. I'll have things posted up. Give this video a like. Make sure you are subscribed. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Let's get after it tonight. Until next time, I am the FD Guru, and I'm signing off. Peace.